Hey, Addison Street Community Church family, Pastor Will here. I thought about writing you a letter just to update you on some things here in the church and just do something a little bit different rather than the weekly email, which this will be embedded into. But I just really didn't have time to write a flowery letter, which most people wouldn't read because it'll be long. But just wanted to do a series of shorter videos, hopefully, so that you can watch on your own time and at your own attention span bandwidth. But here goes, just not completely random topics, but I've kind of clumped some things together here for us to think about. Most of you received an email about our dear sister Nancyetta Stocking passing away yesterday. She's home with Jesus now. You know, it's gonna hurt. It hurts already, especially those who knew her for a long time. And obviously her family. She's been a widow for a long time, but her brothers and their spouses and nieces and nephews obviously survive her, and it's a tough time, especially as they have to now be going through her stuff and clearing out her apartment. So just pray for the Buteneth family during this time. From what I'm told in Scripture, Nancyetta is doing really well, and she's very comfortable and at peace, and makes me a little jealous in a sense, and that's not to be morbid, because Scripture tells us that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So we miss Nancyetta, and we look forward to being reunited with her someday. I know some of you have lost relatives, loved ones, friends, even distant and close during this time of pandemic, and it's been hard perhaps to attend a funeral or get close to people when we usually would get close to people in times of significant loss. And my heart goes out to you. You are not alone. We understand this is not easy, and it'll probably continue to be this way for the foreseeable future. But I want to encourage all of us as a church family, let's not lose touch, okay? Let's get in touch with each other. Don't just wait for somebody to contact you. Do take a step forward, not assuming that you're somebody's gonna write you or call you or text you. There's so many different ways to do this. A text is great. But there is something that our sister Nancyetta excelled at and really modeled and taught us quietly for years. And that is the art of the good old note card and pen. Nancyetta didn't have email or a computer, and she often wrote people lovely little cards and letters, which were touching and over time really added to her legacy. And I'm not encouraging you to necessarily build your own legacy based on your penmanship and writing habits, but a little word, a card, can go a long way. It only costs like 50 some cents for a stamp, but you don't even have to do it that way. There's so many ways. Even if you've just barely met someone at our church, pick up the church directory if you have it. Check your email. I think it's been in there for several months now. And drop someone a line, give someone a call, tell them you'd like to get to know them more, or at least that you'd like to pray for them. And speaking of prayer, back several months ago, our sister Julie Bialis started us on a prayer list that we can update what's happening in our lives and the things that we need to be praying about. And that's ebbed and flowed over the months, and you all have updated that somewhat, and some haven't, and that's okay. There's no right and wrong in this. The only wrong would be prayerlessness. And I know all of us sometimes feel like royal screw-ups when it comes to prayer. But as that song says, what a friend we have in Jesus, there's a phrase in there that says, Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Did you know you could even take your own prayerlessness to the Lord and pray about that? You can confess to the Lord, Lord, help my unbelief. Lord, help me to pray more, to pray better. But we're going to try to update this list periodically, and we want you to be a part of that and add to it. If you think there's better ways to update one another and the church as a whole while we're not together as much about our prayer needs, please let me know. I'm open to ideas that especially respect everyone's privacy, so we're not going to blast out our family's prayer requests on Facebook and to the world per se, unless it's appropriate for the occasion. But I'm going to keep updating you into the next video, so when you have time, go ahead and give that a watch. But for now, thanks for watching.